Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today, sit a while for we are playing some more NHL21 franchise with what started with 100% accurate rosters. Alright, so we have slowed down a little bit. We're still kind of fighting maybe for a playoff spot, but it's getting a little late here. We're gonna need to start winning if we want to make the playoffs, which if we do as the Sens in the first year, that would probably be kind of a surprise, so I'm not really banging on it, but who knows. So our leader in points has slowed down. He's not a point per game anymore, so Dadonov had a little bit of a slow month of March. So he has 63 points in 64 games now, so almost a point per game, but he is not a point per game anymore. If we look in the league, the leader is it still Stamkos? Oh yeah, easy 90 points in 65 games too. Wow. Alright, so he has 13 points more than second place Crosby. Okay, so we kind of saw where we are at in the standings. We're about, what? We are currently 3 points back on the Bruins for a wild card spot. So we're going to need to win some games there. We have played the same amount of games. So, not much we can do about it other than that. On the injury front, we still have Riley and Zaitsev hurt, so Julius Anka is still going to be playing because I'm down a defenseman. And as far as progress reports go, so Thomas Chabot is now at 87, Colin White is now at 82, Drake Patterson at 81, Brandstrom at 80, Anka is now 78. Logan Brown is 77. And in the minors, Abramov is now 76. Baudin is 74. Davidson is 73. Sanderson is 73. Sokolov is now at 65. Lodin 59, Engstrand 57. And that's it. Alright, so there's really not a lot to look at over here. It was a trade deadline and we already looked at that, so I'm not gonna go there. So we are going to go ahead and sim to the next game. Now the magic score for me to do some gameplay, let's just say it's unlikely we will today. Magic score is if I'm going into the third period with a 5-4 lead. So that's a little bit of a high scoring game at that point. So it might happen. I wouldn't put money on it, but it could. Alright, so let's get going here today. So we need a strong month of March here, which starts on the road, so it's not going to be easy. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if Tampa Bay has any injuries. Ooh, we are facing a completely healthy Tampa Bay team. That's not good. Alright, let's get this party started. Ooh, no score after one, so we were able to hold Tampa Bay down. We even got more shots than them. Wow, look at us. Oh, Tampa Bay scored in the second period. Stamkos scored, so now Tampa Bay is up 1-0 after 2. Oh, we traded goals in the third period, which means we lost 2-1. So Braden Point scored, made it 2-1. Then we had a goal from Alex Formenton, but it was too little, too late. There was still a little bit more than 9 minutes left to go in the third period, but we couldn't win this game or tie it. Okay, so it was Formenton from Pekka and Hanka. There you go. We recalled the defenseman, and he gets a point. Right, so we play tomorrow in Florida against the Panthers. Right, so Panthers are struggling. We have very similar records. So the Panthers are 28, 30, and 6, and we are both 4, 5, and 1 in our last 10. Alright, so Keith Yandel is going to be out for the Panthers. So looks like both teams have defensemen that are going to be out for it. Alright, let's see if we can beat the Panthers. That would be pretty good. Oh, we are up 1-0 here after one. Artem Zub scored on Bobrovsky. And it is 1-0 Ottawa here after one. Oh, the Panthers tied the game in the second period. Owen Tippett scored, and it is now tied at 1 after 2, going into the third period. Oh, we're tied. We traded goals. So Chris Tierney scored on the power play. It was 2-1 Sens at that point. But with 14 seconds left to go in the third period, Barkov scored for Florida. And it is tied at 2. We are going to overtime. Nobody scored in overtime, so it's going to the shootout. I don't think we're very good in the shootout this year. Oh, but we did win this one. So Dadonov, Brady Tkachuk scored for us, and then Patrick Hornquist scored for the Panthers, which means that we have a 3-2 victory. Yay! Let's go ahead and take a look at our goals. So Artem Zub scored from Colin White, and then Chris Tierney from Julius Unka. So Unka, another assist here. Might force himself into the lineup at this point, which I don't mind. I don't mind the young ones pushing for a spot. Oh, looks like we're gonna have a home and home against the Islanders, so it's gonna start in Long Island against the Islanders, and then 2 days later we're gonna be playing in Ottawa against that same team, obviously. Alright, let's take a look here. Okay, still not returning. Oops, I forgot to check the Islanders. Alright. What do we have here? Anders Lee is hurt. He has a concussion. He's going to come back later this month. So, let's play the Isles. Ooh, we're down 2-0 after one, so Beauvillier scored on the power play, and then Casey Cizikas scored as well. It is now 2-0 Islanders. I guess the game is taunting me. They made multiple offers in which they had added Casey Cizikas in it for me to get him, and I refused all of them. So now, because I didn't want to get him, I guess he scores against me. Alright, heading into the second period. Ooh, we allowed another goal. Dobson scored. It is now 3-0 Islanders after 2. And then they scored 2 more goals in the third period. Wallstrom and Beauvillier scored, so we lost 5-0. Not a good game in Long Island at all. Nothing for us to look at. We didn't score. And we're about to be playing for 500. That's not good. Alright, so we need 73 points right now to be in a wild card spot, and we are at 68, so we need 5. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be tight. And we have a couple teams in our own division that we need to leapfrog. Alright, let's go ahead and sim to the next day. Season drive is about to begin. We have processed the season ticket renewals. Below is a breakdown by section. Okay. Alright, so again, we have a very similar record to the Islanders. They are 30, 31, and 5. We are both 3, 6, and 1 in our last 10. Let's see if there's been more injuries here in the last game. Right, so Mike Riley is feeling better. Alright, that's it. Alright, so the Islanders are up 1-0 here after one in Ottawa. Beauvillier scored again. Oh, he's he's destroying us. Oh, but we came back with 2 goals in the second period, and we are now up 2-1. So Colin White scored on the power play, and then Dadonov scored, and it is 2-1 Ottawa here after 2. Nice, we added 2 more goals in the third period. Brady Tkachuk scored, and then Dadonov scored his second goal of the game. And that's a 4-1 victory at home in front of our fans. Let's take a look here. Alright, so Colin White scored from Brandstrom and Anka. Dadonov from Riley and Tierney. Tkachuk from Zub and Shabbat. And Dadonov from Colin White and Eric Brandstrom. Nice. Alright, sorry, I tried to clear my throat. Hopefully that's gonna sound a little bit better. It's been bugging me a little bit. The big swing in temperature here where I live are terrible for my lungs and my throat and everything. Alright, let's go ahead and sim to the next game. Winnipeg is placing Tucker Pullman on the waivers. Would you like to claim him? No, I would not. Right, so we are going to be in Boston to play against the Bruins. Bruins are 35-29-3, so a little bit better than us, but not by that all much. Let's take a look at how healthy those two teams are. Oh, Godbranson is hurt, so he's not going to play. And then Zaitsev is still hurt, but able to play probably. And in Boston, Petrus Bergeron is hurt, but he might be playing. He has an injured leg. Alright, so let's go and play in Boston. Alright, so after one, we are down 1-0. Corrali scored for the Bruins, and we are down 1-0 here after one. Oh, but we are now tied at 2 after 2, so Drake Batterson scored on Halak, then Austin Watson also scored. It was 2-1 for us, but then Kashi scored for Boston, and it is now tied at 2 after 2, going into the third period. Tied at 3, so Colin White gave us the lead back, but then David Krejci tied the game, and nobody scored before the end of the third period, so we are heading to overtime. Nobody scored in overtime, so we are going yet again to the shootout. Oh, we won with Galchenyuk being the only one to score in the shootout, so it's a 4-3 victory here against the Bruins. Alright. Well, a couple wins here, and then all of a sudden, not everything sounds so grim. Right, so Batterson scored from Anisimov and Zaitsev, then Watson from White and Tkachuk, then Colin White from Brady Tkachuk and Thomas Chabot. Alright. And so we have a day off here before we play in Philadelphia against the Flyers. So what do we look like here? Alright, so Godbranson and Zaitsev are both kind of hurt but able to play. And for the Flyers, Van Riemsdyk and Scott Lawton are both hurt and not going to be playing this game. Alright. And we are up 1-0 here after one here in Philadelphia. Matthew Pekka scored on Carter Hart. I almost said Corey Hart. It's Carter, sorry. Alright, so we are up 1-0 after 1. Still up 1-0 after 2, so tight game here in Philly. Oh, the Flyers tied the game in the third. Sean Couturier scored with a little bit more than 5 minutes left to go in the third period. And we are now tied at 1. We are heading in overtime yet again. Nobody scored, so yet again another shootout for us. Are we still going to be perfect in the shootout this month? Yes! Alright, so Claude Giroux scored, then Dadonov scored, then Voracek scored, Galchenyuk scored, and Eric Brandstrom got the game winner here in the shootout. Alright, so another victory. Wow. So Pekka scored from Zaitsev. That was our lone regulation goal. And so we have a couple days off here before we play against the Blues at home. So that's going to give us time to heal the little bobos we have. Alright. So let's take a look here. Do we have anybody that's hurt now? Oh, we are fully healthy for the first time in a while. And we are going to be facing the St. Louis Blues. Oh, Steen is hurt. Technically, in real life, he retired, but he did so after I started, so he's still there. And Bortuzzo is hurt, but he might be able to play. Alright, so let's go ahead and play this game here against the Blues at home. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, we have a 1-0 lead after 1. Dadonov scored on the power play on Binnington, and we are up 1-0 after 1. Up 3-1 after 2. Pretty good game here against the Blues. So Justin Falk scored, tied the game, but then Dadonov scored his second goal of the game, and then Colin White scored on the power play. We're up 3-1 in Ottawa. Oh, the Blues scored in the third, but it was not enough. Ryan O'Reilly did score, but the Blues could never tie the game. And it's a 3-2 victory for the Suns. So Dadonov scored from Brady Tkachuk, and then Dadonov scored his 30th from Brady Tkachuk and Thomas Chabot, and then Colin White from Zaitsev and Anisimov, and it was a 3-2 victory. So Dadonov scored 30 here for the Sens this season. That's not too shabby at all. Alright, we are going to sim until the next game. Okay, I want to check something here. Okay, got Branson is scratched, Nick Paul is scratched, Riley is hurt right now. Okay, Wallin, Anka, Zub, Brandstrom, okay. So they've been handling, sending players up and down apparently. Alright, so we are going to be facing the Leafs. Now the Leafs are really good this season. They are 46, 19, and 6. And they are 6-4 in their last 10, so they are better than us. Are they healthier than us? That's another story. So Riley hurt again. And in Toronto, oh, Jimmy Vesey is hurt. Not gonna play this game. Right, and then we have 3 days off before we head west in the West Canada for our yearly trip there. Oof. Toronto took a 3-0 lead into the first period. Austin Matthews scored on a power play, then Engvall scored and Kerfoot scored. 3-0 Leafs after 1. Oh. We are down 4-2 after 2, so we did come back. Alex Galchenyuk scored and Brady Tkachuk scored, so it was 3-2 at that point, but then Engvall scored his second goal of the game, made it 4-2 Toronto here after 2. We allowed 2 more in the third, and yeah, that one's history. So John Tavares and Jason Spezza scored against his former team there. Yeah, looks like they kind of dominated that game a little bit, which was to be expected a little bit. They have a lot of firepower in Toronto. So Galchenyuk scored from Tierney and Zub, and then Brady Tkachuk from Connor Brown. Not much more to talk about here. Now we are taking 3 days off before we play the Canucks in Vancouver. Central Scouting has released their latest set of draft rankings. I'm good. I don't like to look at it too much before the draft. Kind of keep things interesting. Alright, so... well, in Vancouver to play the Canucks. They are 34, 33, and 6. Not too far off from our own record, and they are 6 and 4 in their last 10. Oh, Mike Riley is already ready to play again. What about in Vancouver? Michael Furlan has an hernia, and he's going to be out until pretty much the end of the season. April 8th should be right around the end of the season. Maybe off by a week or so. Alright. Oh, we are down 2-1 here after 1. So Brandon Sutter scored, and then Tyler Myers, and then Dadonov scored on the power play for us. And we are down 2-1 after 1. Still down 2-1 after 2. And Vancouver scored an insurance marker in the third. We could never tie this game. So JT Miller scored in the third period, and we lost 3-1. Right, so 2 losses in a row here. Dadonov from Brady Tkachuk and Alex Galchenyuk. And we play tomorrow in Calgary. Calgary is doing pretty decent. They are 38, 27, and 8. How healthy are they? Oh, Noah Hanifin and Alex Petrovich are both hurt. Not gonna play this game. There we go. And we are down 2-1 in Calgary, just like we did in Vancouver after the first. So Monahan scored for Calgary, made it 1-0. Then Mike Riley scored, tied the game, but then Valimaki scored, and it is 2-1 Calgary. Sorry, after 1. Calgary scored again in the second period. Elias Lindholm scored, and it is now 3-1 Calgary after 2. Oof, floodgates opened in the third. Valimaki scored, Levo scored, Giordano scored. It was 6-1 at that point, and then Dadonov scored late in the third. It was way too little and way too late, and we lost that game 6-2. So we are on another losing streak here, and hope of seeing playoffs in Ottawa are dwindling. So Mike Riley from Anisimov and Batterson. And then Dadonov from Tkachuk and Zaitsev. And we play in 2 days against the Oilers. Alright, so Edmonton has a pretty good record of 46, 26, and 2. So yeah, that's a lot better than us, that's for sure. Are we lucky enough to have McDavid hurt, maybe? And Draisaitl? Well, McDavid is hurt. He has a pulled groin, so he's not going to be there. But there's still Draisaitl in the lineup. So they are still going to be very dangerous. Alright. Let's go ahead and sim this game. Then we have a few days off, and then we're going back home. No score after one here in Edmonton. What about the second period? No score after two. Wow. Who would have thought that the Oilers would be playing a defensive game like that? Oh, we won 1-0. We scored in the third. Who's the hero? Alex Formenton is the hero. He scored the only goal of the game. About 7 minutes in to the third period. Yeah, Formenton from Zaitsev. That's it. 1-0 victory in Edmonton. That's pretty sweet. Alright, so we have a couple days off, and then we're going to go ahead and play at home against the Buffalo Sabres. So what does it look like here? Oh, so we have the two wild cards here, which is Boston and Montreal. And we are 5 points behind Montreal. Yeah, it's not going to cut it. It is not going to cut it. I'm afraid we will not be in the playoffs this season. We have a winning record that's a lot better than what, experts are predicting for the Sens this season. But that's not enough. Alright, so Buffalo is in town. Oh, Buffalo has a really good record. They are 51-20-4. Wow. They must be first in our division. Or maybe second behind Tampa Bay or something. Yeah, second behind Tampa Bay, believe it or not. Alright, so Montreal is not in a playoff spot anymore. Alright, so wow, I didn't expect for Buffalo to be that good. I guess the Taylor Hall effect, huh? Alright, so we are healthy. What about Buffalo? Olofsson is hurt. He's not going to be there. That's a good player. Ooh, tied at 2 here after 2. I guess we might have a slight chance of getting some gameplay here if the second period is as busy. So Taylor Hall scored on the power play, then Dadonov scored for us, then Taylor Hall scored again, and then Zaitsev tied the game. So we are tied at 2 here after 1 in Ottawa against Buffalo. We are up 3-2 after 2. And Nisimov scored late in the second period. We are now up by 1 goal heading into the third period. Oh, tied at 4 after 3. So Taylor Hall completed his hat-trick. Jack Eichel gave the lead to the Sabres. And then Connor Brown scored with 8 seconds left to go in the third period from what seems like a very restricted angle. Might have deflected on a defenseman or something. And it is tied at 4 after 3. And we won in overtime. Who's the hero? Drake Batterson is. Drake Batterson plays the hero in overtime. We beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-4. Alright, let's to unpack here. So Dadonov scored from Galchenyuk and White, and then Zaitsev from Pekka and Shabbat, Anisimov from Formenton, Connor Brown from Galchenyuk, and then Drake Batterson in overtime from Brandstrom and Mike Riley. And that's a victory for the Sens. Alright, and now we're gonna go... no, we're staying home and we're gonna play against the Panthers. Alright, Panthers are 35-35-7. Now, what does it look like here? We are healthy. What about the Panthers? Keith Yandel is still hurt, but he might play this time. He has a broken nose. Alright. Let's win this. We can beat the Panthers. Oh, we are down 4-1 after one. That's not good. All right, so Galchenyuk scored the first goal of the game, 18 seconds in, actually. That he scored really early, but then Florida scored 4 unanswered goals. Aaron Ekblad scored, Scott Wilson scored, Michael Stone scored, Keith Yandel with his broken nose scored. So a lot of defensemen scored for Florida. Right, and we are down 4-1. If we score 4 goals in the second period and Florida doesn't score, we get to see some gameplay. Nope, Florida scored once and they are now up 5-1. So Keith Yandel with his second goal of the game. And we have a lot of catching up to do. And yeah, Florida scored yet again in the third period. Ekblad scored. And that was a 6-1 loss. Alright, so Galchenyuk from Connor Brown and Zaitsev is on a little streak here. He's been getting points. Sadly, that point is a little pointless because we did not win this game. Alright, simming all the way to the game against the Leafs. That's the last game of the month. So the Leafs are now 49-21-7. Last time we played them, they brought it to us. We lost 6-2. And we're just off a 6-1 loss against Florida. So I'm not too sure how I feel about this upcoming game. Oh, Zaitsev is hurt. He's not going to play that game. And Hall and VC in Toronto are hurt. Not going to play for the Leafs. Right. Can we beat the Leafs? That would be surprising, but who knows? We're down 1-0 here after one. Liljegren scored for the Leafs, and it is 1-0 Toronto here after one. Oh, we tied the game here in the second period. Chris Tierney scored on the power play, so it's tied at 1 here after 2. And the Leafs scored 3 unanswered goals in the third period, and we lost 4-1. So Austin Matthews gets the game winner, Tavares scored, and then Hyman also scored. 4-1 Toronto. Yikes. Alright. So Chris Tierney from Anisimov and Galchenyuk. Chris Tierney is close to 30 goals this season as well. So there are some positives, I suppose. Alright, so that was the last game of the month. So I'm gonna sim all the way to April 1st. Oh, Edmonton beat Anaheim 11-1. Yikes! Kind of glad that I didn't. I wasn't implicated in that game. Yeah, we're not gonna be in the playoffs. Sad state of affairs, but it is the truth. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the situation. It's probably going to be easier if we just come here and look. Alright, so looks like Columbus is not assured of a playoff spot right now. Yeah, we have 80 points and 4 games to play, so that's a possibility of 88 points, assuming we win all of our games. And yeah, so all Columbus has to do is to get 1 point, and we are assured of not being in the playoffs. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and... Oh, and we do play Columbus before the end of the... It's our last game of the season, actually. Wow, what are the odds? Alright, so what's going to happen for the next video is that I'm going to sim April, of course, and then we're going to do the playoffs and look at all of that stuff. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and do a separate video for the off season where I'm going to do the draft and all of that stuff. So I think that's what it's going to be. I guess I'll play it by ear. I'll see how long the next video is. If it's really short, maybe I'll do the draft as well. I'll go ahead and see what I want to do there. So I'm going to go ahead and save the game. So not a whole lot of action this month. We kind of won some, lost some. I think we didn't really progress or regress as far as the standing goes. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop here for today. As usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in, and if you've liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.